Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 9, Fundamental Rights, Fundamental Duty and Directive Principle of State Policy, lecture number 3. Friends, in this chapter we have discussed about the fundamental rights, human rights and its importance. Friends, since the previous chapter we understood the meaning of the Constitution first. That what is the Constitution? A collection of rules to govern any country is Constitution. Constitution of any country is very important to administer that particular country. Each and every democratic country aims at the welfare of the people, aims at the welfare of the citizen of that country. Friends, as we discussed that there are lots of several features of our Indian Constitution in which fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principle of state policy are some of the basic features of our Constitution that makes our Constitution more glorious. Friends, when these fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principle of state policy are incorporated in our Constitution, it shows the clear-cut idea about the constitutional frameworks towards the welfare of the people. Their ultimate goal was to look after the total need and fulfill the aspiration and the expectation of the people, of the citizen of India. And due to that reason, they have taken certain human rights of the world and made the part of Indian Constitution. Friends, in this chapter we discussed about the human rights, in which we discussed that these human rights, that what is human rights? All the rights that a person gets by birth or throughout the world is known as human right. Friends, we discussed it is very much important. These human rights are very much important for each and every person to develop itself, to make the overall development. We also understood about the fundamental rights. That fundamental rights, these fundamental rights have also been taken from the human rights of the world. We discussed that UN has declared this human right, and so we can consider this fundamental right as an inseparable part of our Constitution. Friends, we discussed about the fundamental rights that there are total 6 rights. Right to equality, right to religion, right to education, then right against constitution, right against exploitation, right to constitutional remedies and right to equality. Friends, these are certain rights. These 6 rights are considered as the fundamental rights. Friends, today we will cover the topic. We will learn each and every fundamental rights in detail, as we discussed in the previous part of this chapter, that these fundamental rights are very much important for each and every citizen of the country. So let us start understanding about the fundamental rights in detail. So friends, today we will start with the fundamental right to equality. Let us start with right to equality first. Starting with understanding about the right to equality. the right, if we consider the right to equality, the first right to equality. When we are talking about right to equality, the right that consider every citizen equal in the eye of law, the right that considers every citizen equal in the eye of law and provide equal protection of law and provide equal protection of law are called right to equality. Friends, the rights that considered every citizen equal before law, equal in the eye of law, as well as these rights gives the equal protection of law to each and every citizen. That is known as right to equality. That means each and every person are treated equally without any discrimination in our country. This right ensures, if we talk about right to equality, this right ensures that citizens will not be discriminated. The citizens will not be discriminated on the basis of caste, gender, education, religion. On the basis of caste, gender, education, religion, language, etc. And will be treated equally. Friends, here it is said that this right ensures that each and every citizen of our country are treated equally in our country without any discrimination of caste, whether that person is of any caste, whether that person is of any gender, if he is male or female, whether that person is literate or illiterate, that means the person is educated or not educated, if that person is of any religion, if that person speaks any language, there is no discrimination in our country for any citizens of our country. This shows equality in our country for each and every person, if that person belongs to low caste, upper caste or middle class. There is no discrimination between any people in our country. This shows equality. Here it is said, however, there are certain provisions for women. However, there are certain provisions for women, scheduled caste, etc. There are certain provisions for women, scheduled caste, etc. So as to bring these segments, these provisions are given to women and scheduled caste, so that to bring this segment of society, to bring this segment of society in equality to rest of the society. Friends, here it is said that however certain rights, certain benefits are given, certain provisions are made, especially for women in our country, especially for scheduled caste people, certain benefits are given to them by the government. But why these benefits are given to them? Because that is not anything like inequality, that these people are given, women are getting benefit, men are not getting benefit, but these provisions, these benefits are given by the constitution just to bring this segment, that is the women, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe peoples, equal to the rest of the society, to bring equality for this caste. It has been made. To safeguard, here it is said, to safeguard equality our constitution, if we talk to safeguard this constitution, prohibits the state prohibits the state from granting any titles, also citizens of India are not allowed, also the citizens of India are not allowed to accept any titles from also they are not accept foreign states. Friends, here it is said to safeguard equality in our country, our constitution prohibits even the government, even the state government from granting any kind of titles from anyone. They cannot take any kind of, they cannot make any kind of corruption, they cannot take any type of benefit from someone people to stop the equality. Also, citizens of India are not allowed to accept any kind of title from the foreign state as well, from the foreign countries as well. So for friends, this was the information about right to equality. You might have understood that here each and every citizen are treated equally before the eye of law. They are given equal rights and equal protection of law is given to each and every citizen of India. So this was right to equality. Let us understand another right now, that is right to freedom. Friends, let us understand another right, that is right to freedom. Understanding the second right, let us understand about the right to freedom. If we understand this right to freedom, here it is said the right to freedom gives every individual the freedom Here it is said, if we consider the right to freedom, this right to freedom gives each and every individual, gives each and every citizen the freedom of certain freedom has been given to each and every citizen of India under this right to freedom. Let us understand which type of freedom is given in this right to freedom. First is, if we talk about the first freedom, that is of speech and expression. Each and every citizen of India has been given the right to speech and expression. You can express your views, you can give your ideas, you can speak whatever your will according to your wish. You can speak, give the speech. You can express yourself within the country. So here, one of the freedom is given that whatever you want, you can bring out of yourself and express your ideas. So first is the freedom of speech and expression. Second is to assemble peacefully without arms. Second is to assemble peacefully without arms. Assemble means to gather particularly at one place. A group of people gathers particularly at one place. So you can gather at one place peacefully without arms. There is no restrictions on the people for gathering at one particular place. That means you can gather at one place all together with your friends, with your families. You can gather, but this is given that you can assemble in our country, that is peacefully but without arms. You should not have arms, weapons with you. So again the freedom is given to assemble peacefully, means we can assemble peacefully with our friends and families. If we talk about the third freedom, that is to form associations and unions. Friends, in our country, again the freedom is given to each and every citizen to form any kind of association for our development. We can make any kind of union for the welfare of ourselves, or we can make any kind of association or union for the sake of our overall development, which each and every citizen is free to make any kind of association or union as well. So then to move freely within the territory of India. You can move freely within the territory of India. Means if you want to go outside of India, then you need to take visas for that for that country. But if you are moving within the borders of India, if you are moving from one state to another state or one city to another city, then you can freely move. There is no restriction on any citizen on moving within the boundaries of India. That means you can move freely wherever you want within the territories of India. If you are residing in Gujarat, but if you want to go to visit to Maharashtra or South India or in North India, you can go anywhere you want within the territories of India. So this freedom is also given to each and every people. You do not have to take any kind of permission from the government to move within the territories of India. You do not have to take any kind of visas or permission to move within the territory of India. Then to live and settle in any part of India. Another freedom is given that you can live and settle in any part of India. Though you have taken birth in any state, you are a Rajasthani, if you are a Marathi or Gujarati, whosoever state you belong. But if you want to settle in any other state, then you are free to do so. That means you have given the right to freedom to live and settle in any part within India. So you can live and settle in any state of our country. You have the freedom to live and settle there without taking the permission of the government. Then to practice any profession, occupation, also to practice any kind of profession, occupation or business. You can do any kind of profession in our country. You can do any kind of occupation. You can also do any kind of business in our country. You are free to do any kind of occupation or profession. You can enter any profession of your own will. You can do any kind of business as per your talent, as per your will. You can enter in any of these fields. You are free to do all these things. These six are the freedom that has been given under the right to freedom. These all here it is said. So here it is said, we live in a society. We live in a society, and so we need to maintain its social structure. So we need to maintain its social structure. So, although these six rights or six freedoms, six rights, or we can say six freedoms, and given to citizens. These are given to the citizens. They enjoy them with certain restriction. They enjoy with certain restrictions and limitations. They enjoy with certain restrictions and limitations. So friends, here it is said that as we are living in a society, हम एक समाज में रहते हैं, a society, and if we are living in a society, it's our responsibility to take care of our society. Although these six freedoms are given to us, but here certain restrictions and limitations has also been put in this right to freedom. That means you can enjoy this right, but only up to you are not exploiting the right of any other person or any other society. Friends, this right is being given to each and every citizen. You can enjoy this right. You can move at any place within India. You can settle and live at anywhere within India. You can form association. You can do any kind of profession. You have been given each and every right. You can assemble peacefully without arms. But friends, we need to take care that though during enjoying this right to freedom, we are not exploiting the right of any other person. That we need to take care. Right? For example, if we are enjoying our right, if any person is peacefully watching any kind of movie at his home and suddenly someone goes at his home, opens the door, and starts hitting him without any reason, and if he says that I have been given the right to freedom, I can do whatever I want, then here certain restrictions come that you can enjoy the freedom. Yes, you are having each and every freedom, but you cannot exploit the right of the other person who is watching the movie peacefully at his home and without any reason, without any ground. You cannot hit him, you cannot do any kind of crime, or you cannot break any kind of law on the name of this right to freedom. So friends, here we have understood the two rights today, that is right to equality and right to freedom. We'll learn about the other rights in our next lecture. Thank you.